you can spend anywhere from $60,000 to $100,000 before we even put a shovel in the ground.
Doug Langford wants to turn your dream into a reality. The Vancouver developer can build any home for a certain price tag. But when it comes to costs, there's a big chunk of change that's out of his hands.
If we take a $300 a square foot house and it's a 2,500 square foot house, you could expect to spend 10 or 15% on consultants and fees and satisfying regulations and so on.
And it's those fees and regulations that make up a new report stating that real estate and red tape is driving up the price of homes in Canadian cities by as much as 6 figures. Housing demand in Canada is greatest in Vancouver and Toronto, with customers expected to pay $100 per square foot more in regulations on the East Coast and 3 times that amount on the West Coast.
When you find out numbers like this, it's similar to, let's say a report came out and they said, we're paying $20,000 more per car on average for the same car than Alberta. We'd be like, what is going on here, right? So when you put it on a bigger scale like this, that's going to make people even more angry because, again, the city says they're trying to help with this situation, and when you see something like this, people are not going to be happy about it.
So let me give you a very crude example. Here in Vancouver, they charge roughly $300 per square feet. This area here is about 300 square feet, so this is $90,000. However, if you add on the red tape, the consultancy fees, that's another 15%. That's approximately $103,000. And that's enough to really scare some potential buyers.
Trying to explain that to them is very difficult, and they get very perplexed by it. But I've been dealing with this for so long. I mean, I'm not surprised by that report at all.
The reasons for these steep charges differs between cities, but a lot of it comes down to land. And while the report does state that land use policies can generate important benefits, the cost of higher regulations in general outweighs any benefits.
So there's only so much land. So the only way forward is to think outside the box and rethink how we actually use that land with housing, but make it easier, because depending on what you're building, it could be caught up in red tape at that city for 2 or 3 years.
In Vancouver, Tom Walsh, City News.